So we are live. So today we're gonna continue our discussion on the book of Genesis. And let's quickly jump into our study. My first question is, as we left last time on Jared and before that Mahalel, right? Mahalalel, rather. Mahalalel. Okay. So Mahalalel का बच्चा था Jared. Jared तक हमने करा था. So my first question is Mahalalel का मतलब क्या है? अगर किसी को याद है, what's the meaning of Mahalalel? Genesis chapter 5 verse 15 onwards लिखा है, and Mahalalel lived 65 years and begat Jared. Anyone? Mahalalel.
Of God.
Yes, praise of God. Very good. Okay, my second question is Mahalalel का बच्चा कौन? Jared. Jared का मतलब क्या है?
Decent.
Decent. Very good. Good. So ये रिवीजन था. थर्ड क्वेश्चन मैं पूछने से पहले हम रीड करते हैं. आज हम इनॉक के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. सो इनॉक कौन था? किसका बच्चा था इनॉक? Jared का, राइट? Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch. MJE. मेरी जान Enoch. Okay. And Enoch lived 65 years and begat Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters. इसको नहीं पता हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं. Genesis 5:21 onwards. Genesis 5:21. And begat sons and daughters, and all the days of Enoch were 365. साल में कितने डेज होते हैं?
365.
365 by
There is no connection. वैसे ही बोल रहा हूँ. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years, and Enoch walked with God. And so there's one connection I made, that walk like Enoch 365 days. He lived 365 days. Okay. And he was not, for God took him. Okay. So my third question, Enoch इससे पहले कहाँ mentioned है? Where is Enoch mentioned before this? इससे पहले क्या
Cain.
mentioned?
Cain.
Yes, Cain के time पे.
Yes.
That we are, that it means like fragile and weak, and we are like, we are also like fragile and weak without God.
Okay. Okay. So Enoch was Cain's son, है ना? Okay. And what is the meaning of Enoch? आज हम वो भी discuss करेंगे, ठीक है? So far, every passage or every seed line that we did, you observed a pattern there, right? What was the pattern? If you remember the PPTs, you were looking at a pattern, and every seed line or every person, if I say it simply, ended with a line. What was that line? ये इतने साल जिया, इसका ये बच्चा हुआ, and then
Begotten the sons and daughters.
and then he lived.
Died.
And he died.
Exactly. So that
Died.
was a common pattern from Adam
Yes.
till Methuselah. You see this pattern, but there are two variations. Okay, two variations which is observed when Adam is spoken about, and then the variation is there when Enoch is spoken about. So पहले क्या था, एक strict pattern चल रहा है. This ये इसका बच्चा ये, he begat him, he lived this much years, and when this person was born, इसको he was so and so इसका age था, and then इतने साल जिया, and then he died. So you see this pattern, right? So the first variation that we're going to talk about, so there is only one variation so far, and that was in the case of Adam. That's the first variation. Okay, and what is that variation? That Adam is mentioned as having a son in his own image. Right? Before that, it is written Adam was made in the image of God. But here you see an exception. It is written Adam had a son in his own likeness. I think Avneet was talking about this fragility, right?
Yes, yes.
Getting Adam's weak nature, the sin nature is now transmitted. Okay, very good. Now coming to Enoch. So when we come to Enoch, we see a second variation, right? And what is that second variation? Can you observe for me? Genesis
Yes.
5:21 to 24. ये चार verses में what's the variation do you see there?
Genesis
So all
20,
the days
21
of
to 24.
yes 23 and 24 में ऐसा था after you know वो
Yes.
line can and had sons and daughters. So 23 it says, so all the days of Enoch were 365 days. Then
Mm-hmm.
and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him.
Yeah, so
Okay.
now you know two variations. So my fifth question to you is first variation क्या है? If you talk about the births or the genealogy, first variation is of Adam that he got a son in his own image. Then second variation, then उसके बाद क्या हो रहा है? बस नाम चेंज हो रहे हैं और numbers change हो रहे हैं, right? सब मर रहे हैं सभी. But it ends with Enoch was, he was not, for God took him. So that's the second variation. So these are the two variations we can talk about. Okay. Enoch का बेटा कौन था?
Methuselah.
So Methuselah. Okay. Genesis 5:21. So we're gonna go verse by verse. So हमने Genesis 21 से हम expound करते हैं. So Genesis 5:21 gives Enoch's age at the birth of his seed son, that is Methuselah. Enoch lived 65 years. 65 को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में? 65 साल की उम्र में उसका बच्चा हुआ मेथुसेला. Okay. Now there is an interesting contrast between Enoch and Methuselah. What is that contrast? Can you look for me? Is there any contrast? Very very contrasted thing is present between the father and the son. Methuselah, okay, you can go from 24वें वर्ष से आगे जाओ, आगे भी पढ़ो. Methuselah के बारे में
Methuselah lived 100 and पढ़ो भाई. Methuselah
आप पढ़ो.
lived Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. After
Okay.
he begot Lamech. अच्छा हाँ बोलो.
सही बोल रहे हो, पढ़ो पढ़ो. आप सही आंसर की तरफ जा रहे हो.
After he begot Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years and he died.
Okay, now go to Enoch, verse 24, verse 23 or 24.
24, it says, and Enoch walked with God and he was not, for God took him.
Okay, so father and son, right? Enoch पिताजी है, Methuselah उसका बेटा है. What's the contrast you see here? Very basic observation.
And he died. Methuselah died.
Yes, very good. Yeah, there is an interesting contrast between the father and the son. Enoch and Methuselah, because the father does not die, right?
Yes.
And Enoch does not die and the son dies. So that's the contrast between the father and son. And there's another contrast, which is the same, but it is, it takes you more deeper, rather. Let's focus at the ages, okay? Enoch जब वो उठा लिया गया, and he was not, God took him. So उसका एज क्या था?
365.
365 years.
Methuselah कब मरा?
969.
Okay. Methuselah is the longest person to live on this earth.
Yeah, भाई.
विश्वास भी याद आ गया.
Longest person to live on this earth. And in contrast, his father has the shortest lifespan. जितने भी अभी तक हमने एडम से पढ़े हैं, he has the shortest.
ओ हाँ true, true,
ओ
true.
अच्छा
Hmm?
क्योंकि सब बहुत
सच्ची
एज के
में
थे yes.
Yes.
ओ भाई साहब
So
नाइस
my
यार
my seventh question: who's the shortest and the longest living person on earth? Shortest in the
Enoch
shortest in the
and
sense Enoch, जो हम genealogy पढ़ रहे हैं, not talking about the whole Bible. There are
Okay.
people who died earlier also, but Adam से अभी तक मेथुसेलह तक जो हमने 7 generations जो हमने पढ़ी हैं. So who's the shortest? Enoch. And उसका जो बेटा है,
Enoch
Methuselah.
Methuselah
So Bible keeps giving us such contrasts and चौंकाने वाली चीजें जिसके बारे में हम सोच सकते हैं. Wow,
नाइस भाई
it's like a
True.
movie. Okay. Also, there's another thing to marvel at, and it is that Enoch and Lamech are the only two names that are both in Seth's line and Cain's line. Enoch
Yes.
Seth Cain के लाइन में भी था, Seth के लाइन में भी है, Lamech Cain के लाइन में भी था, Seth के लाइन में. Okay.
Oh,
And my next 8th question is meaning of Enoch. Enoch का mean होता है dedication.
medication.
Yes, you remember we discussed
हाँ वो लिखे है वो एक
just a minute. Okay. I forgot to mute on my live. Okay. Someone was on the door. I just said I'm live. Okay. Yeah, so where were we? Did you ever notice this? That Enoch and Lamech are the two names that are repeated in both Cain's and Seth's line.
Yes,
So
yes.
एक बार सेथ की लाइन को बोल के देखते हैं. जेनेसिस 5:4 में सेथ मेंशन्ड है. सो जेनेसिस 5 में जब हम एडम की बारे में पढ़ते हैं, कैन समवन go to जेनेसिस 5:3 or 5:2?
Okay.
after he begot Seth.
दूसरे
2 से एडम जहाँ पे
पढ़ो.
He created them, male and female, and blessed them and called them mankind in the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and named his Seth.
Seth.
After he begot Seth,
Hmm.
the days of Adam were 800 years, and he had sons and daughters. So all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died.
Okay, so अगर कोई पूछे केन की वाइफ कहाँ से आई, so
वो
Adam had many kids. Genesis 5:4 is your answer. Okay. Okay, so Adam के बाद Seth, Seth के बाद Enosh, Enosh के बाद Canaan, then Mahalalel, then Jared, then Enoch. So Adam to Enoch कितना जनरेशन हो गए? 7, right? Adam, Seth, Enosh, Canaan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch. 7. Okay, just remember this. Then Enoch के बाद Methuselah, right? Then
Yes.
Lamech, then Noah. So Enoch और Lamech दोनों mentioned है. अब चलते हैं केन के लाइन में. केन का हुआ पैदा इनॉक. सो इनॉक फिर से आ गया. ठीक है, दिस इज चैप्टर 4 वर्स 16 ऑनवर्ड्स. चैप्टर 4 में इनॉक आया, फिर इरैड आया, फिर मेहुजेल आया, फिर मेथुशेल आया, राइट? देन लेमेक आया. सो इनॉक और लेमेक यहाँ भी मेंशन्ड है. ओके, नाउ वर्स 22, Genesis 5:22. Genesis 5:22 gives Enoch's years after the birth of his seed son, and Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years. Okay, so there is an indication present in this verse, or this verse gives you an information, not a 100% logged information, but it It could be. And what is that observation? Try to observe something. Focus on verse 22 and try to observe something. And then I'll ask you a question which will help you. Okay, let me confuse you a little bit. कितने साल जिया Enoch?
365.
365 years.
So my next question is, I think my 10th question. How many years did Enoch walk with the Lord?
300. 300 years.
Yes.
But you just said 365. That's how long he lived. So how it can be 300? Come on, guys.
Like walked with God, like वो परमेश्वर के अनुग्रह में चल रहा था, like उनकी बातों पे, I guess.
नहीं वही वो चल रहा था, मुझे पता है कितने साल चला।
300 साल।
बट वो तो 365 साल जिया ना।
हाँ लेकिन
नहीं 365 days ही।
तो 300 कैसे कह सकते हो फिर? फिर आपने कहा बेस क्या आपकी बात का?
जैसे
65 years में मेथुसेला हुआ था and 22 वर्ष में ऐसा ही after he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God.
Yes, exactly. You are right. तभी मैंने बोला था ना, focus उसमें कुछ observation है, ठीक है? So this may indicate that Enoch only began walking with God after the birth of his seed son. So it doesn't say specifically, but it's just an indication because the text reads like that. You are trying to take it at its primary meaning. Okay. So एक और अचंभे की बात यह कि Enoch had the shortest lifespan on earth. His own father outlived him by 435 years. जिसके पिताजी थे, Enoch के पिताजी कौन थे?
Jared.
So Jared उससे 435 साल ज्यादा जिया, पिताजी ज्यादा जिए, ठीक है? तो but Enoch भले ही shortest lifespan था इसका, but उसके काफी sons and daughters हुए, okay? Although he had the shortest lifespan, he produced more children than just Methuselah. लिखा है ना वर्स में, आगे पढ़ो.
And I had son and daughters.
Yes, very good. है ना? Okay, now let's come to the next verse. Very interesting, verse 24. Enoch walked with God. Okay. So, what do you think? Enoch walked with the Lord. जैसे अभी उन्हें बोला कि it means अनुग्रह में चला या बात मानी. तो मैं दूसरों की भी इनपुट चाहता हूँ एक एक करके. What do you understand by walking with the Lord?
Commandments अच्छे से फॉलो किया, मतलब उनके विल को फॉलो किया इनॉक ने.
Okay, next person.
Faith, maybe he was
Someone else. You spoke your part. Someone else. What do you understand by walk with? इतना easy question है, शर्मा क्यों रहे सब? And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. What does it mean by walking with God? Does it mean physical walking? Does it mean walking in His commandments? What does it mean?
Living according to how God wanted him to live.
Okay, good answer. So let's go to the Hebrew word used there, right? The Hebrew word is hitalek. Hitalek. H-I-T-H-A. Yeah, H-I-T-H-A-L-E-C-H. Hitalek, which is the same word used for God when he used to walk in the Garden of Eden. Okay, so this walking emphasizes fellowship and communion.
भाई क्या था वो, फिर से स्पेल करोगे?
H-I-T-H A-L E-I-C-H. Hitalek.
E-I-C-H. हितालेक, इसका मतलब क्या होता है?
It's the same word used for God when he used to walk in the Garden of Eden, and it emphasizes fellowship and communion. So you can write fellowship and
Okay.
communion. And another meaning to it is the service of a loyal servant when speaking in the context of Enoch. So he was like a loyal servant having
All right.
fellowship and communion with uh, the Lord. Okay, now let's go to Jude, book of Jude, verse 14 and 15. It speaks about Enoch. Let's see some of his roles that he played. Jude 14:15. Can someone read it for me?
Yes.
Yes. Now Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied about these
Seven from
men
Adam.
also.
Remember? That's why we counted. Seven from Adam.
Mm.
और
Seven
ये
from
count
Adam.
हमने इसलिए भी करा because there is another beautiful contrast we will see. केन एंड सेथ की लाइन में हमें कॉन्ट्रास्ट देखेंगे. Okay.
Prophesied about these men also, saying, Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000s of his saints to execute judgment on all, to convict all who are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have committed in an ungodly way, and of all the harsh things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him.
Jude 14:15 पढ़ रहे हो आप?
हाँ जी.
It doesn't speak about Enoch.
No.
Wait, let me also.
Now Enoch. Yes, यहाँ पे से है. Now Enoch the seventh from Adam. ये इतना ही है बस. पढ़ो पूरा.
उसे एक वर्स पहले पढ़ना.
एक वर्ष पहले. Okay. Raging waves of the sea, foaming up their own shame, wandering stars, for whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever.
Okay,
Now
okay,
Enoch.
maybe not that. Let's read this only. It was also about these that Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied. Okay, yeah, sorry. So what did Enoch do? It was also about these that Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied. So Enoch, what did he do? He prophesied,
So,
right? So he was a
वो करता था.
prophet. Yes, so he was a prophet. So that is what I was trying to show you. He was a prophet, and also, what's the other thing mentioned here? He was a preacher, है ना?
Hmm.
If you read the verse, he was a preacher of righteousness. He was a prophet. ठीक है, June 14:15 में लिखा है. So Jude 14:15 states that Enoch was a preacher of righteousness and a prophet. Okay, he was seventh. He was the seventh from Adam. So now let's count the seventh or the sixth from Cain. Let us count. Go to Genesis 4:16.
Yes, yes.
Genesis 4:16. Cain का line पढ़ो एक बार.
Okay. Then Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden.
Hmm.
And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch, and he built a city
Okay,
and
आगे
called the
पढ़ो.
name of.
Enoch के जब आगे लिखा है इराड मेहुजेल मेथुशेल. थोड़ा आगे जाओ.
To जहाँ पे मेहुजेल एंड मेथुसेल
हाँ,
था.
वो पूरा लाइन पढ़ने में. केन का इनोक हुआ. इनोक का कौन हुआ फिर?
Okay. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad begot Mehujael, and Mehujael begot Methusael, and Methusael begot Lamech. Then Lamech took for himself two
है ना?
wives.
तो केन में इतना ही है, सात नहीं है, छह है, बल्कि छह है ना. तो
Mhm.
इफ यू नोटिस, सेथ में जो सातवां है इनोक एंड जो केन में छठवां है, सो दे आर कंटेम्परेरीज. मींस वो सेम टाइम पीरियड में दोनों जिंदा थे. ओके, ऑब्वियसली वो कितने 600 700 800 साल जीते थे. सो ऑब्वियसली दे वर अराउंड द सेम टाइम लिविंग, राइट? सो लेट अस see a contrast here. So Enoch was the seventh from Adam, so he was approximately a contemporary. Contemporary means living during the same time with the Lamech of Cain's line. ठीक है? And what is the contrast now? Contrast मैं आपको हिंट देता हूँ. दोनों के बैकग्राउंड में जाओ या फिर दोनों का रिलेशनशिप विद द लॉर्ड, राइट? सो लामेक और इनोक को हमें कंपेयर करना है. What contrast do you see?
Okay.
लामेक एंड इनॉक में क्या कॉन्ट्रास्ट देखते हैं आप? एडम के लामेक की 2 वाइफ थी, राइट? हमने वो हिब्रू पोएट्री पढ़ी थी। अपने वाइफ को बताता है मैंने एक यंग वॉरियर को मारा है एंड जो मुझे मारेगा ही विल बी अवेंज 70 टाइम्स, राइट? सो तो क्या था वो? क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूँ मैं? कम ऑन।
जो केन लाइन का लामेक है वो he was not walking with the God
वेरी
or
गुड,
in his
यस, राइट। हम कॉन्ट्रास्ट कर रहे हैं तो मतलब ये टॉकिंग इन द सेम कॉन्टेक्स्ट, जैसे अभी थोड़ी देर पहले हमने करा था ना, बाप और बेटे का करा एज में, तो सेम चल रहा है यहाँ पे।
Enoch, हाँ जी,
Yes, Enoch walked with the Lord, Lamech did not,
yes.
and they were living in the same time. See, again a contrast. Okay, now I'll take you to some history. Okay, so in one of the ancient documents from the region of South Mesopotamia, modern day Iraq. So this region was called Sumaria, Sumaria, or Sumeria or Sumaria. Okay, there was an ancient document found. The document is called Sumerian King List. This will answer many of your doubts. To talk to the people of other religion who says, oh, our book also has similar stories like your Bible. It will help you answer. Okay. For example, अगर बात चली रही है, in even Hindu mythology, there is a mention of a guy named Manu, I guess. फ्लड आता है, वो बोट से भागता है, राइट? सो इट इज सेम टू एज स्टोरी ऑफ नोआ. तो मुझे ये बहुत काउंटर सुनने को मिला है कि हमारे हिंदुइज्म में भी है, फिर कुरान वाले भी बोलते हैं हमारे में भी है ये, फिर गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब में भी बोला जाता है कि वहाँ पे भी ऐसी स्टोरी है. ठीक है, सो विल ट्राई टू डिफेंड आवर स्क्रिप्चर्स एंड टू शो दैट this belongs to us. How? Let us see. It will help you. So this Sumaria region, that is South Mesopotamia, came a document, ancient document, Sumerian king list. तो ये राजाओं की नाम की लिस्ट होती थी, एंड इस नाम की लिस्ट में इनके एंशिएंट कल्चर के हिसाब से जो 7th किंग होता था, इस सुमारियन, कैसे बोलूं, अगर आप इंडिया से हो तो इंडियन किंग लिस्ट. सो सुमारिया लैंड की सुमारियन किंग लिस्ट में जो 7th बंदा होता था इन द लाइन, दैट वाज सपोज टू have, or that person or that king was supposed to, or माना जाता था कि उस किंग का बहुत क्लोज रिलेशन है उनके गॉड्स के साथ, जो भी उनके मेसोपोटामियन गॉड्स थे. दे हैड अ वेरी इंटीमेट रिलेशनशिप विद देयर गॉड्स एंड दे वर वेरी गुड एट ऑकल्ट प्रैक्टिसेस. तो जो 7th किंग था उस लिस्ट का, ये उनका मानना था कि सुमेरियन किंग लिस्ट में the 7th king in the line was said to be very close with the gods and having very good knowledge of occult black magic practices, right? But when you come to Enoch, this is not true about Enoch. Though we see the same pattern that the 7th person of the line of Seth, he is very close with the Lord. He walked with the Lord. He had a good fellowship with the Lord. He was a faithful, loyal servant. So what does it show us? कौन मुझे बताएगा? और why am I telling you about Sumerian king list? I gave you the example of Hindu mythologies. Try to think, where am I pointing you at?
That scriptures and stories are copied from the Bible.
Very good, Avneet, very good. So you're able to think in the right directions. I'm happy. आज 2-3 बार in fact you gave the right answers. Very good. So all of you stay rooted in the scriptures. It will sharpen your wisdom. So it shows that the other polytheistic religions who have many gods or false gods, they have copied. So basically,
Yes.
The Sumerian king list is a polytheistic version of the true account of Genesis. Okay? So this was not true of Enoch, but it is interesting that there is a correlation with this ancient document, which may be this ancient document. Maybe it's pointing out again, it's indicating that it's a polytheistic version, like how the Hindu mythologies say about Manu story, world ending, flood coming, and Manu builds a boat and he goes out. They have photos also. So it shows that it is a polytheistic version of the account of Genesis. These Noahic stories, these are all Abrahamic stories. This belongs to Abrahamic religions, not any other religion. Okay? It is our stories. Okay? Not just amazing book. Most everything most. ब्रदर फॉरेन में कैसे जाए जॉब के रिगार्डिंग कोई लाइव में पूछ रहे
ये क्या बात है भाई, ये बात है लाइव में पूछने की।
ओके वी आर रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन यूट्यूब नो अगर आइडिया है तो बोलो डेफिनेटली आई डिपेंड्स नो व्हिच कैरियर कौन सी लाइन में जाना चाहते हो आप क्या आप भी ब्रॉड पढ़ना चाहते हो
Consultancy.
हाँ
Joy
भाई ये
consultancy.
बाइबल स्टडी चल रही है कि करियर
अब
काउंसलिंग चल रही
अब
है?
यू ट्रैवल मिनिस्ट्रीज
नहीं,
ओके
ट्रैवल वाला तो फिर मैं खोलूंगा
बस
ना
शेरी
भाई।
कंट्रोल ब्रेक बोला है वेकेशन में
ओके
बोला
भाई,
है कंट्रोल
कंटिन्यू
रिकॉर्डिंग ना
कंटिन्यू। या
कंटिन्यू एक्सेंट देखो ओके
अरे भाई
यस विश्वास
हाँ मैं कह रहा था कि ठीक है, गुड नाइट सभी को, मेरे को भी जाना पड़ेगा क्योंकि लाइट भी बंद हो गई, फिर वार्डन सर भी अभी डांट के गए हैं ना।
ओके
तो
ओके बाय बाय
गुड
टेक केयर
नाइट भाई, गॉड ब्लेस यू एंड
नेक्स्ट
ऑल द
वीक
बेस्ट
में
फॉर
बात हो
योर क्लासेस भाई। गॉड
नेक्स्ट वीक
ब्लेस
में
यू।
बात होगी तो शायद
यस भाई, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
टेक
टेक
केयर
केयर
भाई,
विश्वास
बाय
टेक
बाय
केयर, गॉड ब्लेस यू भाई, बाय बाय।
कम बैक स्ट्रॉन्गर बाय
यस भाई।
रोके मत जाना भाई.
चलो लेट्स कंटिन्यू प्लीज एवरीवन म्यूट योर माइक्स
यस
okay so this was a polytheistic version of the account of Genesis. So now let's come back to our scriptures. Instead of saying and he died, that was the pattern going on, but यहाँ पे and he died नहीं लिखा, right? यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है and he was not.
And he was not. Yes.
So ये कितने शब्द है इंग्लिश में and he was not, 4 वर्ड है, right?
चार
But
बार.
हिब्रू में एक ही वर्ड है सिंपली, ठीक है? एंड जो वर्ड है उसका मीनिंग क्या है? व्हाट डू यू थिंक द मीनिंग इज? थोड़ा सा अपना रैप्चर नॉलेज लगाओ यहाँ पे। रैप्चर पढ़ा है ना हमने, 4 बार पढ़ा है रैप्चर हमने।
तो भाई वो उठा लिया गया,
यस इंग्लिश में क्या बोलोगे?
लिफ्टेड अप।
लिफ्टेड अप, ओके। तो मान लो अगर कोई लिफ्ट अप हो जाए तो लोग हैरान होके क्या बोलेंगे? अरे अभी तो था, एकदम से क्या हो गया?
गायब हो गया,
गायब हो गया, गायब हो गया, रैप्चर हो गया।
गायब हो गया।
लेमैन में तो ये बोलेंगे ना, तो एंड ही वाज नॉट, इट्स वन हिब्रू वर्ड व्हिच मींस he disappeared. It means he was raptured. He was raptured, or what's the other term? अगर कोई जीवित इंसान उठा लिया जाता है तो क्या होता है उसकी बॉडी में? क्या? वेरी गुड,
ट्रांसलेशन। या
and if a dead man is
Resurrection.
रेजरेक्शन।
so Hebrews 11:5 में चलते हैं, एक बार वहां पे पढ़ते हैं ट्रांसलेशन के बारे में। Hebrews 11:5
हाँ भाई।
11. By faith, Enoch was.
हाँ पढ़।
By faith, Enoch was taken away so that he did not see death, and was not found because God had taken him. For before he was taken, he had this testimony that he pleased God.
He pleased God. Okay, so you know the word, Hebrew word. What's the Hebrew word?
Please God.
हाँ
Hebrew word.
भाई Hebrew word बताया नहीं आपने इसका।
Walked with the Lord. इसका नहीं बता रहा मैं। Walked with the Lord का क्या है?
Walked with the Lord का आपने
Intellect
बताया था
ना
ना, वो तो
ये
आपने
Intellect
हेथालाइक
था
बताया,
था
हेथालाइक, हेथालाइक,
था
Intellect
हेथालाइक्स।
ओके, सो अब थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरीज आ रही है। अब राशि भाई के बारे में बात करेंगे, उनका क्या कहना है इस बारे में, ठीक है। सो फॉर गॉड टुक हिम, सो ये जो वर्ड है टुक, इस पे फोकस करेंगे। तो एंड ही वाज नॉट, तो हमने पढ़ लिया दैट ही, वो नहीं रहा, वो नहीं रहा, नहीं मतलब वो डिसअपियर हो गया बेसिकली। एंड गॉड टुक हिम, सो इस टुक पे या फिर इनॉक के ऊपर बहुत सी बहस चलती है स्कॉलर्स के बीच में। स्पेसिफिकली जो टारगुम्स हैं, टारगुम्स या टारगुमीन्स, सिंगुलर टारगुम, टारगुम मतलब अरेमिक, अरामाइक, अरामाइक पैराफ्रेजेस या अरामाइक ट्रांसलेशन ऑफ द हिब्रू बाइबल। जो अरामाइक में ट्रांसलेशंस भी होती है, पैराफ्रेजेस मतलब जैसे मैंने ग्रुप में आज भेजा था ना, वो एक
हाँ 3
स्टडी
लाइन
मटेरियल, वो इसलिए
अच्छा।
भेजा था। जिसने पढ़ा होगा वो समझ जाएगा पैराफ्रेज क्या होता है। पैराफ्रेज मतलब ट्रांसलेशन होता है लिटरल, ठीक है। एंड पैराफ्रेज होता है उसी को थोड़ा और भावुक या एक्सपैंड तरीके से लिखा होता है, तो उसमें लोग कई बार ऐड भी कर देते हैं, ठीक है। पैराफ्रेज, सो एंड इन कॉन्ट्रास्ट टू एंड ही डाइड, what expression is used? For God took him, right? He did not die, God took him. So there are again two Aramaic paraphrases or Targum. One is Targum of Jonathan, ये बहुत फेमस है, टारगुम, टारगुम जोनाथन एंड टारगुम ऑनकेलॉस। ये दो बंदों के जो पैराफ्रेजेस हैं जिन्होंने लिखा है हिब्रू बाइबल को अरामाइक में। ट्रांसलेशन नहीं है बल्कि पैराफ्रेजेस है, उन्होंने अपने तरीके से ऐड भी करा है। तो इन दो टारगुम्स के अकॉर्डिंग इनॉक असेंडेड टू हेवन अलाइव, ऊपर तो गया बट वो क्या बन गया, मेटाट्रॉन बन गया। मेटाट्रॉन वो नहीं है, कौन होते हैं वो, मेटाट्रॉन ट्रांसफॉर्मर नहीं है, बल्कि मेटाट्रॉन रेबेनिक एंजेलोलॉजी में, एंजेलोलॉजी मतलब एंजल्स की स्टडी, तो रेबेनिक एंजेलोलॉजी में मेटाट्रॉन एक लीडिंग एंजल होता है, की लीडिंग एंजल, ठीक है। सो इन टारगुम्स के हिसाब से इनॉक जब हेवन में असेंड हुआ, कि अलाइव असेंड हुआ, एंड ही बिकेम मेटाट्रॉन, which in rabbinic angelology is the key leading angel, ठीक है। However, this claim is not unanimous with rabbinic view, ये इतना मैच नहीं करता rabbinic view से, okay? And because some rabbis claim ये भी करते हैं कि इनॉक मर गया था, one of them is राशि, वो हमेशा उल्टा उल्टा चला है, उसने अलग ही बताया, ठीक है। And this was a point of debate between the early messianic Jews and the rabbis for a very long time. They argued about it. What were they arguing about? That जो word है taking and God, क्या लिखे वहाँ पे, and God instead
him.
and he died, God took him. So they say कि taking जो है it is also used for death in other places in the Bible, right? That's what they say. They try to put their own logic, which is not true. And Rashi, he says Enoch died. Yes, he was a righteous man, and righteous रहते हुए उसने एक दिन एक गलती से एक पाप कर दिया, उसका माइंड पाप की तरफ मुड़ गया, एंड उसी समय परमेश्वर ने उसे क्विकली मार दिया. दैट्स व्हाट ही सेड. Does the passage, does the scripture speaks about it? No, he just puts his own interpretation, or it's his own commentary on the topic. So he says Enoch died while he was a righteous man, but his mind was easily turned away to do evil. Therefore, God took him very quickly, and he died before his time. That's what Rashi says. It's false. Okay, Rashi's view of Enoch is simply the opposite of what is actually stated in the scriptures. And he has been continuously doing that. For example, in Isaiah 53 also, he says, the son spoken of there, the suffering servant, it's Israel. That's what he says. But Mr. Rashi, Israel cannot suffer for his own redemption. It is not logical. Because the passage says that the son who is suffering, he will redeem Israel. By his stripes, the Jews will be healed. Obviously we will also be healed. So how can Israel will heal by getting beatings? Nothing, right? He has many of fantasies, stories. There's very many funny things also. Okay, just good to know. So yes, and Rashi he also disagrees with the much of the Targumins. Okay, the Aramaic paraphrases, commentaries. Okay, so this was it about today. Power pack, right? Interesting.
Yes,
True,
yes.
true.
ओके
That's
सो
it.
कल से हम मेथुसेला के बारे में पढ़ेंगे। किसी को कोई डाउट, कुछ पूछना है?
भैया
टॉपिक
वो
सर
जो जूड 1 चैप्टर 1 वर्स 5 में हमने पढ़ा, वो उसका मतलब ओल्ड टेस्टामेंट में कोई रेफरेंस नहीं है ना, वो बुक ऑफ इनॉक से आया हुआ है कहते हैं।
कौन सा
नहीं,
वाला?
14, 15
वो जो
जूड,
इनॉक
हमने जूड
आल्सो
15 15
प्रोफेसाइड
पढ़ा है,
वाला।
5 नहीं पढ़ा।
14, 15 का।
जूड नहीं, जूड चैप्टर 1 का 5 पढ़ा था ना शायद, व्हेन इनॉक प्रोफेसाइड, वो वाला।
नहीं नहीं, 14, 15 का।
14 15
अच्छा
14 15
14 हाँ 14 15
हम्म,
उसमें जहाँ पे इनॉक इनॉक के बारे में है, वो उसका ऐसे स्क्रिप्चर ओल्ड टेस्टामेंट में कोई रेफरेंस नहीं है ना।
yeah, some things are introduced in some chapters, na? Something, these are called first mentions, right? You understanding?
यस भैया।
yes yes वहाँ पे बताया गया उसके बारे में, जरूरी नहीं कि पहले भी हुआ हो ऐसा। the Bible gives us revelation about it कि yes इनॉक ऐसे ऐसे था, है ना? anything else?
No, I think.
who's the longest living person on the earth? Methuselah, right? Shortest Enoch हो गया, उस in that from Adam to Methuselah. Okay, and Enoch means dedication,
Education.
right? And what are the two names seen in the line of Seth and Cain?
Lamech and Enoch.
Lamech and Enoch. Very good. And who was living at the same time around Enoch? Who was his contemporary?
Enoch and Lamech.
Yes. No, my question is who was the contemporary of Enoch?
Lamech.
Yeah. Answered in a right way. I asked who was the contemporary of Enoch. You said Enoch and Lamech.
Okay.
You said right, but not
Mhm.
correct way of answering. Okay. And what was the contrasting between them?
That Enoch was walking with the God and Lamech was not. He was a prideful man.
Yes, very good. You see how beautiful it's living same time doing opposite things.
Yeah.
Okay, the other contrast of the father and son. Who was the father and who was the son?
Enoch was the father.
Enoch was the father and Methuselah was the son.
Who lived longer?
Methuselah.
Methuselah.
Hmm. Are you sure?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay. Enoch and Methuselah. Methuselah lived longer and father does not die. Okay, but did Enoch live more than his father? Jared?
No.
No, Enoch did not live more than his father. He did not live more than his father. And next question, though Enoch spent a very less time, आज के timeline के हिसाब से, an year, right? So did he only have one child?
No,
No,
he had
no.
many sons and daughters.
Yes, many sons and daughters. Though he lived, so he lived a very short and sweet life, and he was not. 4 words. So these 4 words are for these 4 words. Do we have 4 words in Hebrew?
No,
No. How
No.
many words do we have?
one.
1. So and he was not 1. And that one word for the 4 letters, what does it mean? That he
Walked with God.
Huh?
Walked with God, right?
and he was not
And he was
एक
not.
word. Towards the
Hita like.
no, that is for walk. That is for walk. Hita lake is for walked.
ये
That means
वो रैप्चर है ना,
yes. So what's
रैप्चर।
the meaning? What's the meaning? He disappeared. That's the literal meaning. Okay. Remember
He
that
was
he was not being.
translated.
Yes. Those are the further meanings, but in its literal Hebrew sense, you will say he disappeared. That's the meaning. Or you can say raptured. Translated. Because
Okay.
Hebrews 11:4 maybe, God took him, right? 11:5. Sorry. है ना? Then what are the okay? List 3 ancient documents we discussed today. One is ancient and two are also, yeah, let's call them ancient. First,
Sumerian.
Sumari is the
Sumerian.
place.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
Sumerian king list.
documents. Sumerian king list. Okay.
King list.
Second, the other two Targums. I gave you the answer. Targum of,
Jonathan Targum.
yeah, Targum Jonathan. That you say it like that. Correct way.
Okay.
Targum Jonathan and Targum Onkelos.
Okay.
So Jonathan and Onkelos ने क्या बोला? According to their Enoch's theory, that Enoch was he ascended into heaven alive and became what? A transformer. Metatron.
Hmm.
What's the Metatron? My next question.
Uh,
Leading angel.
Leading angel. According to what view?
Rabbinic angelology.
Very good. You all are learning very good things. Good. I'm happy you remember. So, okay. Give me the name of the polytheistic version of Enoch's account. Where
The
is this
Sumerian king list.
from? Okay, let me make it more complicated. Give me the polytheistic version of Enoch's account, and from which land does this story come from?
Mesopotamia.
वही तो
Yes.
बहुत ही हार्ड हो गया.
Mesopotamia.
Okay,
This
land of
region is
Sumeria.
Sumeria.
Okay.
Hmm.
Southern Mesopotamia or modern day Iraq.
Iraq.
Oh,
Okay. What is the theory in this Sumerian king list? What was their belief?
They believe that the seventh king, in their king list, that the seventh king
Will
was
work.
said to be very close to God and was very active with occult,
Which god? Is it
activities.
true god or false god?
Obviously
False.
false.
Obviously false god.
false god.
Occult gods. So what's the parallel with the Enoch's one? Enoch was
The
also,
seventh king.
he walked with the Lord,
Yes, yes.
but not in the same way. He was following the true God. So this
Yes.
shows that could be that this account is they took the story and they made it polytheistic. Their own version could be.
Also,
So
the seventh, the number they are using, right? Enoch.
yes, that's the whole
Enoch.
point. That's the whole point. The seventh one. That's the whole point. Seventh
Yes.
Enoch. So he was probably, मैं सोचता हूँ ऐसा हुआ होगा कि उन्होंने बोला कि वो एडम से जो 7वां जनरेशन में जो बच्चा था, he was taken up. So let us also believe that their seventh person was taken by God. Our seventh person is also very close to our gods.
Hmm.
अभी भी बना समझना, हमारा सेवेंथ पर्सन, हमारा सेवेंथ किंग भी वेरी गुड विद अकल्ट प्रैक्टिसेस. हम किसी से कम नहीं है, यू नो. अपनी स्टोरी बना देते हैं लोग. तुम्हारे पास है, हमारे पास भी है, तो उस तरीके से. ठीक है. Okay, what else can I ask you? Okay, what does Rashi say about Enoch?
That he
That he
did
died.
something wrong and God
That he
has
died.
मार दिया
He's,
उसको.
be more exact. What did I say? Rashi says that he was. What does Rashi say? True or false?
It was
Rashi
false
says
and
that
opposite.
Rashi says that Enoch was a evil man. True or false?
False.
False. Avneet?
Yes, false.
Okay, then corrected. What did Enoch say about? What did Rashi say about Enoch? What did Enoch say about Rashi? Okay. Correct the sentence. Then what's the true if it's false? Enoch क्या
Was a
बोला Rashi?
godly man.
Yes, he said Enoch died while he was a righteous man, but his mind was easily swept away to or
Sin.
turned away to do evil. That is why God took him quickly,
Quickly, yes.
and he died before his
And he
time. That's
died.
what. Yeah, that's what Mr. Rashi said. Okay. And what's another example I gave to you outside of Genesis about Rashi's point of view? Hello, Martin. From which book did I give an example of Rashi's point of view? Very classical example. Come on.
I think I missed it.
Isaiah?
Isaiah
Oh
53.
yes. Isaiah.
Which chapter?
53.
43.
53.
53. Sorry.
53.
So it's from Isaiah 52:12 to Isaiah 53:13. The whole passage about the Messiah, the suffering Messiah. Okay, 52:12. No, 52:13 to 53:12. Yeah. Okay. So okay, what does Rashi say about
Regarding
Isaiah 53? What does he say?
वो कैसे है?
अब पता लगेगा कौन कितना सुन रहा था. Come on, what does Rashi say about the suffering servant? Bible says we believe that he was the Messiah, right?
Hmm.
Son was the Messiah. What does Rashi say? कि वो सर्वेंट सन नहीं है. कौन है वो?
Servant.
सर्वेंट इजराइल. वेरी गुड श्रद्धा. अगेन मैं रिपीट कर देता हूँ, याद रखना. राशि बोलता है वो जो आइजाया 53 में जो सन मेंशन्ड है वो सन इजराइल है. तो क्योंकि वो मिसाया, वो नहीं चाहता कि आइजाया 53 मिसाया की तरफ पॉइंट करे, तो वो उसे इजराइल बना देता है. और डीप नहीं जाऊंगा क्योंकि आपको यही नहीं पता था, तो फिर और आप एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाओगे. कभी और ले लेंगे इसको दोबारा. माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ओके, व्हाट्स द हिब्रू वर्ड फॉर वॉक इन जेनेसिस 5:24?
Italai.
इतालेक.
Italic.
क्या मीनिंग होता है?
Italic, fellowship,
Fellowship and communication with the God.
Communion, not communication. Communion.
communion,
Fellowship and
communion,
communion. Okay.
communication
So-
पहुंच गई.
How does it? No jokes. Okay. How does it apply to Enoch? Okay. Let me rephrase my question. For whom was this word used? This word hitalek. किस दूसरे पर्सन के लिए ये वर्ड यूज करते हैं और कहाँ पे?
Enoch के
Adam.
लिए that he was no.
Adam के टाइम पे
इनॉक की
जब
तो हम बात कर रहे हैं ना.
Adam
दूसरे
के टाइम पे
किसी
जब
और
वो
के लिए और
जब
किसके लिए
परमेश्वर के
यूज
साथ
होगा?
वो मतलब वहाँ पे घूमा करते थे एडम के टाइम पे.
जब परमेश्वर घुमा करते थे एडम के साथ।
परमेश्वर
No
घुमा
one is
करते
right. परमेश्वर घूमा करते थे. कोई इनॉक
Yes,
बोल रहा है, कोई बोल रहा है
Adam.
एडम के साथ घूमा करते थे.
God.
चंटी बंटी एडम पूरा चंटी बंटी घूमते रहे सब मिलके.
Garden of Eden में
क्या
God
कर रहे हो भाई?
घूमते
Garden
थे.
of
क्या
Eden
कर रहे हो?
में
कचरा कर दिया नींद में सब. इनॉक सही है कह रहा हूँ. सॉरी मैं भी
भाई आप
पागल
भी
हूँ.
नींद में हो यार.
तो तुमने तुम्हारा पागल कह दिया तुमने. So one is right. The same word is used for God when he used to walk in the Garden of Eden. So it's a sense of not God normally चल रहे हैं. Fellowship and communion with Adam and Eve. So in what sense does it apply to Enoch? That he was a loyal
and a good servant.
servant,
Loyal good servant.
loyal teacher.
No, he was a preacher and a
Loyal
prophet. No?
servant, loyal servant.
He was a preacher and a prophet also. But when talking about this word hitalek,
Okay.
so it says literally it would be like this, that he was a loyal servant who used to have fellowship and communion with the Lord.
Okay.
And the same word used for God. Your exam ready now. Okay. June कह रहा हूँ. Jude 14:15. June 14:15.
भाई क्या हो गया यार?
Okay. What does Jude 14:15 say about? What does Jude 14:15 say about Enoch?
That he was prophesied.
No.
He was
June
prophesied.
14:15.
Enoch was prophesied.
He prophesied.
भाई क्या हो गया यार सबको? क्या हो गया?
Prophesized.
He prophesied.
He was a prophet.
He was a prophet
and he was
and
a
preacher of righteousness.
righteousness.
And he was, okay, true or false? Enoch was sixth from Adam.
False.
No भाई false.
Then,
He was
Seventh.
seventh.
okay, seven. Who was his contemporary? Lamech from
Cain.
Cain's.
टेस्ट ले रहे हो.
ऐसे ज्यादा याद रहेगा ना?
हाँ,
Okay,
अच्छी बात है
last
भाई.
question.
ये करना
What is the first variation mentioned in the TOLDOT of Adam?
First variation, yeah, I know this. First variation was that Adam is mentioned to having a son in his own image.
Very good. And why do I say it's a variation? Next counter, not counter question, sub question. Counter question. Okay.
क्योंकि this same image was कि signature अब सारी
No.
mankind
Why is it a variation? You're not. I'm not
क्योंकि
talking about it.
उसके बाद there was several another sayings and writings. अरे मेरे को बोलना नहीं आ रहा.
बोल नेपाली में बोल दो.
नेपाली. एक मिनट, let me collect words. I'll tell you.
पंजाबी में बोल दे, पंजाबी में बोल दे भाई.
Why is it a variation? Anyone else? Why is it a variation? Okay. Try to remember the format in which all the birth accounts are written. इसका ये पैदा हुआ, वो इतने साल जिया, and फिर वो मर गया.
Yes.
Then he died.
राइटिंग वही बोल रही थी कि डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ राइटिंग्स है, लाइक एक पैटर्न है.
डिफरेंट काइंड नहीं है, डिफरेंट नहीं है,
Pattern.
एक है, डिफरेंट नहीं है. एब्सोल्युटली गलत. मैं सारे नंबर काट लेते हैं इसमें.
अच्छा.
डिफरेंट है ही नहीं. द होल पॉइंट इज सेम पैटर्न है.
हाँ, बस इनोक में चेंज हुआ है वो.
हर एक बर्थ अकाउंट में एडम के बाद यू जस्ट सी नाम और एज चेंज हो रही है, बाकी सेम पैटर्न है. इसका ये बच्चा हुआ, ये इतने साल का था उस समय पे, ये इतने साल का था जब वो मरा, एंड फिर वो मर गया. तो
But
ये
enough में
वेरिएशन इसीलिए है बिकॉज यहाँ पे ऐड हुआ है राइटिंग स्टाइल में. ठीक है, गुड. सेकंड वेरिएशन क्या है, कहाँ पे आता है?
जेनेसिस 5:24 में इनॉक के टाइम पे.
क्या वेरिएशन है वो?
That
And God took him.
he walked with the
That
God
is-
and he was.
Yes, so this is another वेरिएशन. अब समझ गए, याद
Walked with
रहेगा
the
ना?
God, yes.
Okay. I think enough we have covered the divides.
भाई
Adam
मजा
to
ही आ गया
Jared
यार.
same था pattern. Yes.
हाँ?
Adam to Jared same pattern था, एक ही उसमें दिखा हुआ. And
Yes,
Enoch का
right.
time वो change हो
Yes.
गया.
Yes. Adam का first variation, ये इसका अपना इनॉक का second variation.
हाँ जी.
Longest, shortest person. चलो ठीक है. Guys, this ends our life. Please take care. Bye bye. See you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Don't subscribe. I don't
Bye.
care. I will stick to this.